So, hello. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop ruining your potential and how to pick up on toxic things that you might be doing that's causing self-sabotage. So, before I start, I'd just like to share a couple of things about me. So, first off, my name's Barry, and I'm just someone out there that has experience and knows a thing or two about self-sabotage and just, self-sabotage and being in toxic like a toxic kind of mentality. And honestly, it took me so long to realize that I'm doing toxic things to myself, and it took me so long to stop them. Or honestly, till now, I still kind of go back to my toxic habits, but I did stop to an extent. First off, in order for us to understand what is ruining our potential, we have to understand what the word potential really means. Okay? So the word potential, to put it very simply, it means the capacity or possibility to become something, even if it isn't realized yet. Okay? So in other words, potential basically means what could be, not what is. And the way I think of potential is let's just say, for example, you have a skill or a talent or something, and but this skill or talent is still it's still in its early stages, and it's still primitive and like a baby kind of. And what it needs is a bit of development, a bit of nurturing, and a bit of growth in order for it to become a tool that will help you in the future to achieve your dreams and achieve your goals and help you become the best version of yourself. So after understanding what the word potential means, we can now ask, what is it that can limit potential? And honestly, the idea for this video actually came from this one thing that happened to me. It's a personal thing. And what happened was that I was out with a friend, and she was telling me about this one thing that happened in the past, back when we were in college. And she told me that I was so stubborn about something. And in the end, the stubbornness actually made that thing work out. Okay? And I looked at her and I was like, I literally don't believe you, okay? Because I don't see myself as a stubborn person. I'm really easygoing. But she was like, no, you were stubborn, and why do you underestimate your potential? And it really just hit me, oh my God, that's the only thing that I could hear. Maybe I'm underestimating my potential? Because why on earth, what would prompt her to say that if she couldn't see something in me that I couldn't see in myself? So I really sat down that day and just really thought about it. What on earth is it that I'm doing that's ruining my potential and ruining my chances of becoming the best person or the best version of myself? And these are the points I came up with. And I'm going to be so honest, these are stuff that I personally went through. And in a way, I've been stuck in this cycle of self-hate, self-sabotage, all because of these things. And it's been going on for I'm not even kidding, 5-6 years, okay? And honestly, I don't want anyone to go through this. So I hope you understand that if you can get over these things, you can unlock your full potential. First and foremost, fear, okay? And honestly, this is the biggest one out there. You have no clue how much fear can affect your potential and your ability to do things. And I'm going to just tell you this flat out, okay? Fear can be paralyzing. True fear can be truly paralyzing, okay? And we're talking here about fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, okay? And these are the stuff that I'm scared of hearing. You're a failure. I'm so scared of hearing that because it's just really scary. I don't want anyone to tell me I'm a failure. I don't want anyone to tell me that I'm not good enough to achieve this certain goal or achieve this dream. I don't want anyone to tell me that I'm not going to make it. And that's truly the thing, because I don't want to hear these kind of these things from people or even from myself. I just avoid everything in order to protect myself and prevent this from happening. Okay? And honestly, okay, that seems like a good thing. Okay, you're protecting yourself, avoiding it is protecting yourself, but you know something that's worse than fear? This is worse than fear. Regret. Because, when it comes to fear, you actually have a choice. You can either be brave and suck up that fear and stand up and do what you're scared of, okay? And who knows, it might work out, it might not. But you can also have the choice to just hold yourself back, just step back and not do anything, okay? But the thing is, when it comes to regret, you don't really have a choice. It's done, it's over. And you don't really have like a time machine that you can like hop into and like go back in time and change what happened in the past. Regret, it's eternal, it's forever. But fear, it's temporary. And me personally, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose to like be scared, but stand up. Although it takes a lot of courage and a lot of energy to get out of that mental cage that you're putting yourself in, fear will always be better than regret. Okay? You would, like me personally, I would prefer to like hear like the words like, I can do it if I do this, this, that, instead of I wish I did this, this, that. And then in the end of the day, like at the end of the day, it's up to you. What do you want to hear? Regret, fear? Next off, words have power, okay? And this is a really, really important thing because I'm not just talking about the way other people talk to you or like other people's opinions about you or what you do. I'm talking about the words that you tell yourself, okay? What are you feeding your mind? Literally, what on earth are you drilling into your mind, okay? And in order to just kind of like prove this point, let's do a little experiment. So I want you to just close your eyes and just really focus on the words that I'm about to say. Or you can just keep them open and just like look, just read the words on the screen and try to really feel them. You're a failure. You're a failure. How on earth does that make you feel? Because honestly, when I tried this, it truly made me feel like I was stuck in a tunnel and there was no ray of light. There was no brightness or like light at that end of the tunnel. It just felt like I was surrounded by darkness and I was destined to fail, period. This is actually my brain on a daily basis, okay? And I don't know, honestly, like who on earth like drilled this into my head, but whenever I want to start a task or do anything out there, these are the only words that I hear. You're a failure. If I want to start like a new hobby, like try out a new hobby, you're a failure. What's the point? It's not going to work out anyways. So honestly, having this kind of mindset is extremely toxic and it's limiting you. Because when I was thinking this way, and honestly till now, like I kind of sometimes like slip and I actually think this way. But when I do, it just makes like it disheartens me and it just makes me not want to do anything, period. Okay? I don't know who the hell is telling you these words, but whoever it is, just tell me. I will go and personally slap them for you because how do they have the right? How do they know that you're a failure? Okay? What is the word? What does failure mean in this context? Because failure has more than one definition, okay? Again, like the word potential, it has layers. It has a deeper meaning than that, like in a dictionary, okay? So I want you to do this. I want you to close your eyes and truly say these words and mean them. You're not a failure, okay? Because you aren't. Okay, let's just say you had a task and it didn't work out. So what? Is it the end of the world? I don't think so. Giving up is true failure. But like not succeeding and trying again, that's resilience. That's confidence and bravery. But giving up, that's true failure. So if you tell yourself this, what's the point? I'm failing anyway. I can guarantee this. You're gonna 100% fail. Okay? Because again, you're trapping yourself in a dark tunnel that doesn't have any ray of light and it's just darkness. Okay? But if you tell yourself this, who knows? You know, I might fail or I might not. This is what's going to happen. That failure rate, it's going to be unknown. Why? It's because it's going to depend on many, many factors. And like one of them is going to be like your like the amount of experience you have to do that task, your skill, if it's like a competition, maybe like your competitors, you know, and many, many things. So it's not set in stone. And I honestly want to emphasize this, that nothing in the world is set in stone, okay? Anything is like your life is dynamic. It's always changing. Whether it be your health, your views about people, your mentality, your opinions, anything out there, your financial state, everything truly is dynamic and nothing out there is set in stone, okay? Basically what could happen in this case is that you can, for example, okay, like again, this isn't set in stone, this is just an example. Your failure rate or your failure percent could be 99%. But you know what? There's still that one chance of success. You still have that one chance of success. Okay? And me personally, I would prefer like one chance of success instead of no chance of success. And I really think about this, like a way to visualize this is that you're in a dark tunnel again, but there's one ray of light coming through, shining through. Me personally, I would like to hold on to that like ray of light and just follow it. Who knows, I might actually like end up finding the whole like bright light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, it's really up to you. Next off, we're gonna talk about time, okay? So don't come at me. I know time isn't really a concept. It's multiple things. But in my opinion, time can be a concept and at the same time, it's not. But for the sake of this video, it's a concept. So what on earth is it that we can pull out of this term? You don't have to achieve a certain goal at a certain age, okay? And I don't know who on earth kind of like drilled this into our minds, that at a certain age, you should have certain things done. Like, for example, at the age of like 26, okay, this is like absolutely hypothetical. At the age of 26 or whatever, you should have your own house, own your own car, have a stable income, perfect job, maybe get married and have like 2 chill kids, you know? But like, honestly, like, this is just imaginary, okay? There's not a single person out there that has a notepad in hand and that's jotting down all of the stuff that you're not achieving at that certain age, okay? There's no one out there. And I want to remind you that we all go at a different pace, okay? It's okay to accept that we're not the same person and we all have different speeds. We have different ways of living life, okay? So I want you to just like literally take this thought out and like throw it out of your brain because it's not true. There's not a single person out there with a notepad or like a checklist that's jotting down everything that you're doing wrong. No one cares. Everyone's too focused on their lives. And you should be too. Stop limiting yourself and limiting your potential, limiting your dreams. We don't want this. Or this. So, next off, the fact that time is a concept, it just basically also means that your growth doesn't have a deadline, and neither do your dreams, okay? You can do anything if you want to do it, okay? Whether it be at your like 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, or early 20s, if you put it in mind, and if you work hard enough, I truly believe that anything is possible, okay? So don't let this like stupid, like kind of unreal kind of thing limit you, okay? You're the limit. Your mind is the limit, okay? The sky's the limit. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. There's always time to start now. And this also kind of like builds up on like, you don't, like your dreams don't have a deadline and you can truly achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Start now. Next off, so toxic environments are sadly toxic, okay? So, honestly, this is something that I've been experiencing for like the past 6 years, and I only recently got out of like a very toxic environment, and only after I got out of the toxic environment did I realize I was in a toxic environment, and that's why I was like not truly growing. So you wanted to plant, okay, and this is it, like the first 2 weeks. Look at it growing. It looks beautiful. Look at the little sparkle here. Like, oh my God, it looks good. But then you come after like a month and this is what's happening. So honestly, like it's very clear from this picture that you did not give it the correct fertilizer. Like, look at that. Like, that doesn't look correct. And there's also a lot of stinky garbage, okay? So in this scenario, like how do you expect your plant to grow when it's literally surrounded by like bad fertilizer and like garbage? So the environment is clearly not an environment that will allow your plant to grow and learn and just truly show its true colors and true potential. Likewise, this is you. Look at you. You're just full of life and very happy and excited to do things that you want to do and just, achieve your dreams. But this is the people around you. Okay, and this could be like family, it could be friends, it could be like your work environment, your workplace. And as you can see, they're red because they're all red flags. And if you truly squint a little, you can actually see like, like the devil horns and the tail. So yes, if you're surrounded by people that are horrible for you and your mental health, how on earth do you expect yourself to grow? You're just going to truly end up like this plant here. You're going to like wither away. Going to just die off, okay? Because this is what they're doing to your dreams and your potential and everything you can do to improve your future. They're just killing it. And this is probably how you're going to be in the end. Because that's how I was in the end. I was truly like pulling my hair out. I was so sick of life, sick of myself. And I truly felt doomed because, yeah, that's how toxic environments work. So if you are in a toxic environment, this is like my only advice that I can truly give you. You have to run. And I'm telling you, not just run, like sprint out of there, because it has such a huge toll on like your mental health. And truly, it's not worth the mental stress. You have to get out of there. You've got the strength and courage to get out of this, to just tear down this toxic environment and free yourself from it. So next off, comparison is also a thief of joy, okay? And this honestly has many layers. So when you do compare yourself to others, this is what's going to happen most probably. You're always going to feel behind. You'll always feel like you're not enough because there's someone out there that's going to be better than you for sure, 100%, okay? And you can't be truly happy and you're not going to move forward. You're just going to like plummet down like this. This next graph here, very, very inspiring, very beautiful. So next off, focusing on the past is a waste of time, okay? And I know a lot of people that actually just focus on the past, and literally like when you're focused on the past, you're stuck in the past. And this is probably what it's doing to you. It's just pulling you down like quicksand, okay? And you're getting stuck. You're getting sucked back into the past. And when you're sucked back in the past, you're not going to be able to focus on the present. That truly matters. Focusing on it won't really change or alter it, okay? And I want you to understand this because it's a known fact. Focusing on your past isn't going to change anything about it. It's not going to make those wrong decisions become right decisions. It's not going to make those embarrassing moments disappear, okay? And you have to understand this. Dwelling on the past isn't doing you any good. It's actually truly ruining you because you're trapping yourself in something that's non-existent. The past doesn't exist, kind of. So you're trapping yourself in that little box that doesn't exist. And who wants that kind of mental stress and who wants to ruin their present because of the past? I don't know. I don't want to. And do you have one of these? This is actually like a true picture from my basement, my time machine. If you want to use it, sure, go ahead, text me. but seriously, like no one has one of these. If you do, good for you. But I don't, honestly. I don't have a time machine to go back in time and just change and alter everything that I did and, just change the outcomes. So why on earth should I bother myself with something that doesn't exist and it's out of my control? Why can't I focus on the present that's in my control and is happening now? And I'm living it. Okay, so I kind of like this. So this is kind of like a visual representation of what dwelling on the past kind of feels like or kind of is. So imagine this pebble here. This is something embarrassing that I did in the past, okay? And I was thinking about it just before sleeping, okay? And then I brought out a sack because, what better way than to have an embarrassing thought and put it in a sack and carry that around, okay? But what happened is that when I was lying down, with my pebble and sack, this is what happened. They multiplied, okay? There was more of these embarrassing thoughts and stuff that I regret doing in the past. And I have to carry this, by the way, every single day of my life. And if you think about it, okay, this is for one day, but imagine for a month or something. It's definitely going to truly multiply, isn't it? And honestly, who on earth would want to carry these pebbles in a sack on their back? And if you do this for a month, I'm sure you're going to break your back, bro, because I know I don't have the strength, the core energy or muscles to carry this. This is kind of a visual representation of what you're carrying within you. These are your thoughts and your stuff that you regret about the past. And instead of keeping it inside of you and carrying it around, wouldn't it be better to just put that sack down and be free? Again, the choice is yours. So to conclude, you're not late. You're just a late bloomer, okay? And honestly, this is something that no one really truly talks about. And it's just like, you're not behind, okay? And I don't want anyone out there to tell you that you are behind, because you're not. You're just growing and maturing at your own rate. And that's normal, and it's fine, and it's acceptable, okay? It shouldn't be frowned upon. I don't know why society frowns upon like late bloomers and people who just need more time to understand and grow. It's completely normal and it's completely acceptable. And again, this is kind of like builds up on the point that I mentioned earlier. True failure isn't when you don't succeed. It's when you give up, okay? Because that's it. It's going to be the end of the era, the end of the chapter, and you're no longer going to be able to open like a new page and do something about your life, okay? So, again, this is like a message for all us late bloomers out there. Our will to get back up and start over is what makes us so special. This is our superpower. This is our talent, okay? And because of this talent, you deserve this. You deserve this, okay? Good job. I'm so proud of you for getting back up and starting over and not giving up, because you're amazing and you're capable. You know, like when you put in hard work, life really truly does like reward you in the end. You put in the work and leave the rest to life. I'm sure it's going to work out. You deserve this because you're doing such a great job, and I'm so proud of you. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not doing a good job. And getting back up after failing truly honestly takes so much strength, so much courage, and good job. I'm so proud of you. So last but not least, just to conclude, this is a nice quote that I read and honestly kind of like really had me thinking. So it says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, okay? And this truly, again, just like emphasizes the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you talk to yourself truly has an influence on the outcome, okay? So thank you. If you truly did like the video and you actually gained something, I would really appreciate it if you can subscribe. And that's basically it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.